Bethel, Fox, Carolina. Coach Cade Klubnik, you touched on it there a little bit, but a stellar performance for the kid on his homecoming. What this does in the foundation for him next year and for your program with him, that has to come away with a lot of confidence in what he was able to do here against the best defense in the country.
Yeah, I mean, there are many people that's got many yards on that group. Yeah, they're really good, and again, we missed a few opportunities, and obviously we punch it in right there on 4th and 1, and we think we had it if we stay outside and kind of cut in, but just didn't get it done. But I mean, he's just a competitor. That kid is. He's one of the guys that spoke up in there and just talked about, that's what he said. He said this is the most fun he's ever had playing football. This team this year, the most fun he's ever had. And that's a pretty strong statement. But I think that speaks to the closeness of this group. But he's an unbelievable player. Number one, he's a great young man, and he's just grown into this amazing leader. It's a really close group. You're never out of it with him. He's going to always give you a chance. And, it's disappointing. Certainly he wanted to win the game, but he didn't do anything to take away from the type of season that he's had this year. It's been outstanding. Just an amazing year, and he'll build on it. And you saw a lot of young talent. I mean, how about T.J. Moore out there tonight? Had some big plays. You see Wesco making plays. You got a lot of young talent. We Mafah couldn't go. I mean, we kind of at halftime, knew that was probably it for him. And hey, you saw some other guys get in there and do some stuff. We slipped Adam in there, played a little running back for us today too, and popped some runs. So there's a lot of bright things. Again, it's always sad when it ends, even when it ends great. We got a lot of guys coming back. We got a really good football team. An example that Peyton Page and Barrett Carter and Marcus Tate and Brenny and R.J. Mickens, the example that those guys have set, and Mafah, right, with some special group of people. But there's a lot of young guys that got a ton of great experience this year that I think we can build on and then add to as well.
David Hood with TigerNet. My question is about Mafah. Did he aggravate that shoulder at some point there in the first half? And then, at what point did you guys decide to try Adam at running back? Because kind of look almost like a little natural out there.
Last week, just after the championship game, we just like, what? The best thing he does is run with the ball. And, hey, let's see if we can create a little role for him and see how he looks. And he looked great in practice. I'm sure y'all knew that. Y'all know everything. One of y'all asked me a question. I think one of you, would you consider moving somebody from another position? Is that you, Chappell? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Chappell's got like a telescope up on the tower somewhere watching practice. I'm on to y'all's game. I get it. We're like speaking like code language. That's what you were asking, weren't you? Yes. You knew. I knew you knew. But I appreciate you playing along. I appreciate that. I respect that. It is what it is. You are good at what you do. But, yeah, I mean, that's really it. And he did some good stuff, man. I mean, he is a natural. And that's something that we want to try to, grow this spring and really, we've talked about maybe trying to transition him there and see if we can kind of rebrand him a little bit and let's see what he looks like as a 230-pound back that can fly and got ball skills. So we'll see how that works out for him.
Coach Trevor Groves, CUTigers.com. I thought it was a big moment there when, after Mickens' interception, would have been a pick six. Trey Williams had the block in the back. It looked like Mickens probably would have scored even without the block, but, you all had to settle for a field goal after that.
Yeah, it's critical play. I thought we had a PI down there too on the goal line. We didn't get a call there, but that could have been a critical play too. But yeah, that was a tough one. And it was the right call. It's one of those things you try to really coach, and do, and just kind of heat of the moment. And these guys, they're battling, competing. I hope that young man's okay, but it was a definite blindside and shame because that was a pick six. But again, you overcome it, you battle, and I mean it is unbelievable to be in a one-score game, pinned deep, and you just get a stop right there. And then you overcome that, go score, and get stopped on the 4th and 1. So we had 2 critical plays. That thing could have come down to the last play. Just didn't make it, even with all the other chaos that we had been doing.
I know that game just ended, but just given the defensive struggles throughout this year, as you kind of look and evaluate what's best for that unit, would you say any staff changes could be on the table?
Oh, man, we're not worried about any of that stuff. We're just, hey, we had a great year. We won the championship. We got to improve in all areas. We've got an excellent staff. All those guys work really hard and well together. But we got to improve everywhere if we want to get to the top of the mountain. Good enough to get the playoff, good enough to win the league, not good enough to win it all. So we got to get better in all areas.
Back left, Coach.
Hey, Coach Swinney, Jamal Kennedy, CBS Austin News here in Austin, Texas. You talked a little bit about that Texas defense and how tough they were. Is there anything different that your team did or noticed there towards the third quarter that you kind of found a spark of life there offensively?
We just put the ball in our quarterback's hands. We just played kind of 2-minute tempo, and we just put it in number 2's hands, and those guys made plays, receivers made plays, tight ends made plays, and we had just enough run game mixed in there, just enough. But you're down 18 points. In the opening drive, they had like a 7.5-minute drive or something like that. So we pretty much, again, down 18 points, you pretty much got to go all tempo. I thought we did a really good job in the second half. We held them to 10 points, but we just were such a hole in the first half. We scored in the second half. I think we won the second half. Isn't that right? Is my math right? There you go. So 14-10 or whatever it was. That part was good, but again, missed a couple other opportunities. But we just put it in Cade's hands and said, hey, we're just going to have to let it rip. We got to make some plays, and we got to play fast with a lot of tempo because we're not getting many possessions. And then guys just made plays. Cade did an awesome job.
Hey, Dabo, Mark Whiteman, WIFF4. You mentioned clawing back in the second half. That's kind of what you guys have done all year, right? The resilience to pick yourselves up off the mat time and time again. What makes you proudest of what this team showed in terms of resiliency and resolve all season long?
Yeah, those are lessons that you hope that you learn from the game. First of all, it's not a sin to get knocked down. It's a sin to stay down. You got to keep going, and you hope that, especially young people, those are lessons that you can learn because we all need that in life. It doesn't always go the way we want, and we have setbacks, we have disappointments, and so it was just an awesome thing to go through this season. I really, truly, I mean that. I'm so grateful for this year's journey. I'm really grateful for it. If I just had one word, I would say grateful. To get a chance to do life with this team. There was not a day that I did not enjoy coming to work with our staff, enjoy coming to work with our players. And the leaders, these guys are going to do amazing things in life. They are going to do amazing things. And so, it's a blessing to be able to see that, see resilience and to see resolve. Those are things that will serve them well for the rest of their life. This is a really tough moment, but when all the smoke clears and they get a chance to really, truly appreciate their journey at Clemson, their lives have been changed. They've been equipped. They've grown as men, but they can walk out of here knowing that they left us better, and they set an unbelievable example. This is a special group of seniors, and again, the young people and the lessons that they learned. That's really what it comes down to. You got to have, especially when you're in this world, man, and you have failure, you fail in front of everybody, and there's a ton of criticism and noise and opinions and things like that. You got to have courage and conviction to keep going, to be able to pick yourself up, regardless of, all that, and keep moving forward, and to continue to keep the faith and believe. That's what it takes. That's what life's about. And so it was just awesome to see that because that's what they did all year long. All the way to this. This was a microcosm tonight. Again, you're in a big stage on the road, and you're down 18 points to maybe the best defense in the country. And then you go play the way they did in the second half. And again, just two missed opportunities away from really really interesting last couple minutes. So that's heart, that's resiliency, that's resolve. You just keep fighting, you keep believing, you keep battling, and they did that. Again, there's no, we don't get any participation trophies or any of that stuff. We came here to win. And, but hey, at the end of the day, they did a lot of good things. And again, we got one offensive lineman that we're missing, Marcus Tate. All you guys are back, and then some. We know we're going to lose Peyton Page. And we expect everybody else to be back. We've got a great young linebacker that really grew up a lot this year. We got some young talent at corner. We've got a lot of young skill. We've got a chance to be a really, really good football team. If we can, grow and get better, and just build on some things that were put in place this year. And that's my job to make sure we do that.
Got a couple more minutes with Coach before we go to Cade Klubnik and Garrett Riley.
I know you still have to watch the tape, but what were some of the things that plagued you on the defense side of the ball in that first half?
Yeah, just, getting off some blocks, leveraging the ball. We coming underneath instead of going over the top. Just some base stuff. And they're good. They're a good football team. And if you misfit just a little bit, missed a couple tackles. They're really good. They can make you pay for those things. This is a good football team. So that's really it. We had guys. We didn't have any busts or things like that. We just come down to some fundamentals. Again, getting off blocks, playing in our gap, leveraging the ball at corner, making a couple tackles that were right there to make that we don't make, and eyes on a couple things. They had a touchdown to the tight end. That was a mistake. So just some couple of assignment things, but they settled in and did a hell of a job in the second half. Really good job, some good offense. And, we got some stop. We turned them over. We got stops on downs. There was a lot of good things in the second half to give us a chance. The one terrible play was obviously the 80-yard play, and then the opening drive was disappointing.
Riley.